Hello Wolfpack. Want to talk about something pretty unique today. I haven't talked about an overly massive amount, and that thing we're talking about is the 3-day RSI. Before we get into that, quick rundown of my predictions, quick rundown of what's going on with Bitcoin. Essentially, I'm expecting a Q4 bottom on Bitcoin. Obviously, we're heading to Q4 now. We're going to September. September is going to be a big month, right? Many big events, CPI on the 13th, Ethereum merge on the 19th, and FMOC on the 22nd. Those pink lines on the screen kind of show you that. So lots of events to come, and then obviously September is the most red month Bitcoin has generally, historically speaking. And on top of that, we've got a bearish pennant formation that's forming and will be activated, either to the upside or the downside, probably by the 13th. I think CPI would be the latest point we could activate that pennant formation. So anytime between now and the 13th, we'll break this pennant, likely to the downside because it is a bearish pennant formation. Obviously, our next target for the price action is going to be 17.5k, which would be a double bottom formation. And that's the highest possible place we can bottom on Bitcoin. We can go lower than that, of course, but we've spoken about that a lot in the past. We're not going to get into it too much. What I want to talk about mainly today, because that's kind of a brief overview of my opinions, what I think is going on. But mainly I want to talk about this, the 3-day RSI, because there's two separate things we can bring up here. One of which is very important regarding 34 on the RSI. So 34, the actual level 34, the number on the RSI and the 3-day chart. And then one is actually a downtrending line, both of which are incredibly important and both of which show us a lot about what Bitcoin's price action is going to do in the future. So let's look at that. So first and foremost, on the 3-day RSI chart, we're going to bring up this downtrending line. Now, we have a downtrending line on the price action of Bitcoin, which I have identified as the macro reversal point. If we break that, we will be breaking the macro reversal point, and hence we'll be going upwards on Bitcoin, in my personal opinion. I think that would be confirmation that the bottom is in. But what we can do actually, because, so for some people, waiting for a break of a macro line like that, that's a strenuous process. That takes a long time. So one of the things we can do to kind of predict whether that will break or not is if we see a breakout on the actual RSI downtrending line. Because the RSI downtrending line, this is something a lot of people don't know about technical analysis. Whenever there is a long-term downtrending or uptrending line on the price action, generally speaking, there is a long-term downtrending or uptrending line on one of the time frames as RSI. And generally speaking, and this is an actual confirmed thing, generally speaking, when we break the RSI downtrending line to the upside, it generally coincides with a break of the price to the upside. The RSI breaks first though, so the RSI breaking to the upside actually predicts that the price will break to the upside. So the thing I wanted to say is, in terms of finding a macro reversal, we don't necessarily need to wait for this price line to break to the upside. In fact, we can wait for the 3-day RSI to break to the upside, which would happen before the price breaks to the upside. So we have an extra little tool here to predict early when the macro trend will reverse. So that's something you really need to keep an eye on if you're interested in the macro trend, if you're interested in catching the reversal point for Bitcoin. The 3-day RSI, keep an eye on that. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is also on the 3-day RSI, but it's incredibly different to this. Now, this is the 3-day RSI. My camera might be in the way here. I apologize about that, but I've got a red horizontal line on the RSI at the number 34. In fact, I'll make it a little bit bigger and I'll zoom in on the RSI so you might be able to see it a little bit better. At the number 34, I have a horizontal line on the RSI. Each one of these green circles represents a bounce off of the 34 level. Each one of these red circles represents a drop below the 34 level. And each one of these measurements, the green ones represent what happened after a bounce, and the red ones represent what happened after a drop below. And we can see that, I'm just going to read out the numbers here. We bounced off the RSI in 2013. We saw a 20x on Bitcoin. We then saw a 92% gain. We then dropped below it on two separate occasions in the following year. 40% loss, 55% loss. The next bounce we had off of 34 on the RSI, we saw, a 10x gain. That's more than I think it's a 10x gain. It's actually a 100x gain, sorry. What am I talking about? 100x gain. And then we saw an 80% gain, a 41% gain. Into 2018, we saw a 42% loss when we dropped below it. Into 2019, we saw a 44% gain just before COVID. And during the COVID drop, we dropped below 34 on the RSI. Saw a 43% loss. 119% gain, 27% loss, 49% loss. So what we can see is, generally speaking, when we bounce off of 34 on the RSI, when we get to it, like we're coming close to it now, and this is why I'm bringing it up. When we get to it and we bounce off of it, we generally see a gain anywhere between 40% and 100x. Now, I don't think we're going to be seeing a 100x gain at this point in Bitcoin's cycle, but I mean, a 40% is the minimum we've seen before. So 40% gain, that's pretty damn good, So 40% gain every time we bounce off of it, generally speaking. Who knows, with diminishing returns, could be 30% now. It's still a big gain. When we drop below it, we see a minimum of a 27% drop, and we see a maximum of a 55% drop. So that is very interesting for what's happening in the future now, right? Because we have on Bitcoin essentially a situation in which it's very well to, like most people would agree with this, okay? Sorry for the stuttering. Most people would agree that we test 17.5k again. Okay, we've lost the macro downtrending line. I don't actually have the chart up. Let me get it up. We've lost the macro downtrending line, uptrending line, I should say. Let me get this all sorted out here. So this pink line is a macro line on Bitcoin. I'll get the weekly chart up. We can see this is stemming all the way back from 2011. We lost that recently. We've actually come up and with resistance support flipped off of it. The next logical step is 17.5k. We'll get there somewhere in September, most likely, okay? So most people would agree, and the TA does suggest we test 17.5k. Whether we go below that or not is a different question, but when we test 17.5k, the chances are the RSI on the 3-day chart will return back to the 34 level. We will then be left with an option. We can either bounce off 17.5k and see a massive recovery and probably break above that downtrending line I showed you, which is the macro trend reversal, and that would lead to the bottom being in, or we could drop below it and we could see a minimum of a 27% drop according to the historical price action and go down much lower into the lower and mid-teens, okay? So big things coming up for Bitcoin, and I just showed you the RSI on both of those separate charts with the downtrending line and with 34, the level 34 on the RSI. Both of those things can help you predict the future quite a lot, and both of those things can keep you aware of what the potential outcomes are for Bitcoin. So check out both of those things, keep an eye on them. Thanks for watching, guys, and check out the rest of the shills at the end here. Cheers. If you're interested in becoming a VIP member with the Wolves of Crypto YouTube channel, you can go to my YouTube homepage and you can click on the join button. This will open up a tab that shows you all of the perks you get for becoming a VIP. I'll quickly go through them now. There's 4 trading setups per week in spot and short positions, which is the main thing that people join for. Additionally, you've got prioritized reply to comments, meaning I will prioritize replying to your comments over people who are the free subscribers, the free channel members, because obviously as the channel grows, there's going to be more and more comments. I'm not going to be able to get back to all of them. And so the VIP members, I will prioritize getting back to first. We've got a 2-hour lecture on market psychology, which many people have said to me is the most valuable video I have made. And then we've also got exclusive Telegram group access, where you gain access to a Telegram group in which VIP members share charts and discuss trading strategies and ideas and the signals that I post into the VIP group as well. All of that is just 40 AUD a month, which works out to be around 28 USD a month. If you're looking for an exchange to use for cryptocurrency trading and you're sick of your current exchange, or you're just looking for a better exchange, I'd highly recommend you sign up to the BitGet Exchange. There's many reasons for that. The first reason being it's non-KYC, which means it lines up with the fundamental values of cryptocurrency, decentralization on your end, which is perfect. It's also got 5 times lower fees than Binance, which is insanely cheap, which means you'll be saving a massive amount of money by trading on this exchange, which of course is one of your main intentions. On top of that, so it's 5 times less fees than Binance, it's decentralized, and on top of that, not your keys, not your crypto. That's not really a massive problem with this exchange because they've got a protection fund, which they've dedicated 6,000 Bitcoin and over $100 million US into that protection fund in order to secure the funds of the users. Meaning, if something happens on the exchange and you lose your funds, it's not guaranteed, but there's a very good chance that you'll be able to recover those funds through use of the exchange's protection fund. And the last thing as well is if you sign up using my referral link, which by the way would support the channel, I'd highly recommend you do that, which you can find in the description below. If you sign up using my referral link, you can gain access to a reward center as well and gain access to over 4,000 USD in rewards by completing various tasks. So lastly, I'll just say it again, please sign up using my referral link. It takes 5 minutes and it helps out the channel a lot. Thanks, guys. I'd also like to give a quick shout out to the Crypto Academy. This is a course developed by myself and Megaworld Crypto. We're teaching people how to trade. Become a trader. A 10-unit course is, like the title, a 10-unit course that teaches people how to become traders. We teach people how to analyze charts. We teach people how to take profitable trades, how to master TA, whatever it may be. You can go on the website and you can read a bit about this, but ultimately I'll give you a quick rundown, 10 units, starting from fundamental cryptocurrency concepts, going through to technical analysis, going through to market patterns, indicators, candlestick formations, profitable mindsets and psychology, and then finally how to find trades. We've got about 450 slides, 80 videos, 8 worksheets, and a trading diary, which means we're targeting all of the core psychological groups of how to learn things, right? We've got visual learners, we've got verbal learners, we've got people who learn using practical skills like practice. You know, we've got many different things there. We're targeting all those groups. We've also done an extensive market analysis on what TA courses are currently available. And we can tell you right now, for the price you're paying for this course, and in general, this is the most extensive course you will find that finds all of the information relevant to teach you how to trade, gives you lifetime access after a one-time payment. So if you're interested in finding out more about the course, go ahead and email cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com and we'll get back to you with all the relevant information. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.